Hi guys, it's Melissa Simcox from By Mimi with Love, and I'm coming to you on this rainy Friday morning to share a Halloween project that I've done. And I've made this with the Rosette die that I got from Hobby Lobby that I shared with you guys last week. And now, normally, guys, I don't really celebrate Halloween. And if I did, I'd probably go cute Halloween. But my daughter does. And she has a Halloween party every year, and she likes creepy, scary decorations. And I've made this for her. So, what I've done is I have made a huge rosette here on the bottom, and I'm going to share with you guys how I got the rosette this big. This is the standard size. This is the rosette that the directions tell you to make as big as it gets using 9 panels of the rosette die. But I'm going to show you how I extended that. Okay, up here you can see I've got Dollar Tree flowers. Inside the flowers is a spider. Then over here is a skeleton, and all of this came from Dollar Tree. But I did paint them, add color. Here's a hand holding the back of the skeleton's head, who is wearing a top hat. He's got a bat coming off of his top hat. Let me see if I can put that up so you can get the full effect. And then there's a Happy Halloween. There's a bat coming off of the Halloween sign as well. So that's the top of it. And you can see pretty good that I've used glue strings to make my spider webs all over. Then coming down, you can see there's a couple more spiders. Um, then on the middle of the rosette, I've done the standard medium size according to the directions. And here I've got this is part of the skeleton garland from Dollar Tree, and I just cut him off. And here you see I've done his eyes and painted. Then this is the big brown spider from Dollar Tree, and I painted him, did some stuff with his eyes, and he, of course, is attacking the skeleton. Here comes another spider to get a bite. Then down here, you're going to see the other hand, and these are the Dollar Tree hands. And I just used my Norm markers and acrylic paint and painted those. Then all of these spiders and the skeleton ring were all rings, and the bats were all rings, and I colored them and painted them to make them look more creepy. And then I took the ring part off of the spider. This hand is holding or um oh sorry guys, wearing this ring. And then you can see the more spider webs. Then over here, guys, I've got an eyeball that I made out of a marble, and it's got pus running out of it that I made out of glue. Here is a big eyeball with the yucky pus running out. Another spider down here. Here's another spider. Here's the rest of the bone, the hand bone. Then I've got 2 bats hanging here. So, yeah, what do you think, guys? This is my creepy Halloween rosette. And the whole thing was, I guess, because the spider was $1, it was about $5 for all the parts. But oh my gosh, I think my daughter will love this. I think it looks awesome. First time I've ever made anything really creepy. And I am really happy with it, guys. I think it turned out really good. So now let me show you guys how I made this really big rosette, because like I said, this one here is the biggest you can get according to the directions. But I'm going to show you guys how I made this one even like an inch and a half bigger. Okay. All right, let me get my Halloween rosette out of the way. Now, what I did, guys, was I cut out 11 panels. On the regular standard die, that large die that the instructions tells you to make, you use 9 panels, and this is the size you get, right? Well, I wanted to go bigger, both going out this way, but I also wanted it to be fuller, because if I went out without adding a couple more panels, then these would not look as full and nice. So I decided to use 11 of these panels instead of what the directions calls for 9. And here are my 11 panels. Here's 10 I've already done, and here's the 11th one. And as you can see, I've already made the standard size and glued them together. Now, one thing I wanted to show you guys on my 11th panel is that when you cut these out from the die, it gives you a score line, but because the medium rosette stops here, it doesn't give you a score line in between. You can see that's blank. Now you can try to go ahead and fold it and work with it, but I found it much easier just to get out my scoreboard and finish that entire score line. I found my folding so much easier. So now you can see the score line goes all the way down, which makes my folding so much easier. Also, when I go to fold these, I always start with this half of the end, this half edge, because see here, this one's a whole one. So I start with that half edge down, and it's good to use your scoreboard to start your fold with, then back, push it down, back, push it down. And you can see I'm getting a lot better fold, a lot nicer, because you want all of that to come out nice. So it'll all look nice in your rosette. Then after I score them, I do take my bone folder and secure those folds, right? Then I'm always gluing on the same way, and that same edge that I glued or that I started with is what I'm going to glue down first. So I'm just adding a little glue stick, and probably if this was a project, I would be using a different type of glue, but really I use scrap paper. That's why it's so many different colors here, guys. Then I'm gluing that right onto the rest of my panel. Again, see, I want to make that look really nice because those show. Okay, fold it. Now I've got my whole 11 pieces, right? And if I just simply glue it together like this, I've got a very full one, as you can see, but it's still the same size. That's as big as it gets. Now, by adding more panels, it is more full, that's for sure. And we could get as big of a rosette as we want simply by not using a die and cutting paper as, out to here if we wanted to. 6 inches long, 7 inches long. But I wanted to use my die. For one thing, it's more convenient. For another, I've paid for the die. And for another, I love this edging. You can't get this edging on just cutting the paper yourself, right? So I wanted to make this die bigger. And I'm going to show you how I did that, guys. What you are going to need is 2 circles already pre-cut. And these circles need to be as big as you want to take your rosette. Then you need a cup or anything circle. Now, the reason I like these jars is this is a mason jar. The bottom doesn't look like a mason jar, but it actually is. It's one of the jelly mason jars. But this is a standard mason jar. And the thing about using a standard mason jar is they're all the same size. If a mason jar lid will fit on all standard size mason jars. And mason jars have the same standard size opening, regardless of how big this part of the jar is. The opening is the same unless it's one of the big mouth jars. So find a mason jar or any cup, and you can have this circle as big as you want. But I did think it helped. This is why I chose a mason jar, is because it's got this lip right here where you screw the lid on, and it helps hold down your rosette when you glue it. So I'm going to take my glue gun and I'm going to go all the way around the edge of my my circle. This is not my rosette. Going all the way around. And then I'm going to set my cup right in the middle. And then I'm going to go around. Oh, let me pause this. Sorry about that, guys. What I realized was my circle was not big enough for my glass, and I hadn't glued this together. So let me go ahead and get the rosette glued together. Okay. Okay. Now let's take our cup. I'm going to have another glue stick, pretty sure. Now let's go all the way around. And put that other glue stick in. Okay. Alright. Now we're going to set our cup right in the middle here. Then we're going to bring our rosette down. And you see why I like that lip right there? Because it holds your rosette there until it catches on the glue. So give that a minute to catch. Okay. This part did not stick, so add a little more glue. Okay, I got that part. Oops. And some more glue. Over here, guys. And you may have to be a little patient with it and work with it. Okay. Now you're going to take your other circle. Just go around with your glue. Sorry guys, this can get a little tricky as you see. And then come in with it. Hold it down. Reinforce this a little. Oh, there's my bigger. Oh, guys, I'm a disaster. Let me get my bigger. I used the smaller one, but I needed this bigger one. And there it is, guys. That's how I made my huge, sorry about my head there, Halloween rosette. So you can make it as big as you want to. I hope you guys like this. I hope it helps somebody. I hope it, I haven't seen anyone do that with this rosette die. I think it's a great way to make the rosette as big as you want to. I mean, that's a pretty big rosette for sure. I love the way my Halloween rosette turned out. If you like this, please give me a thumbs up, guys. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. I'd love to have you as a subscriber. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you stopping by. And you guys have a great Friday. And we'll be talking to you from Virginia. Bye bye.